Good evening, everyone. My name is Celeste de la Cabra. Welcome back to my channel. So, as you are probably aware, and most definitely aware of if you've clicked on this video and you're seeing the screen in front of you, the Criterion Collection has embarked on its 50% off 24-hour flash sale for the month of October. So, from noon Eastern Time today to noon Eastern Time tomorrow, all of the in-stock titles are going to be 50% off. Now, I've already placed my order. I did so about 10 minutes after the sale went up, but I know that a lot of people can be overwhelmed as to where to start in terms of, the vastness of the Criterion Collection and what they should get for this upcoming sale. So I wanted to go ahead and do a video just kind of browsing the sale, going through their curated recommendations and collections, and telling you what I think you should buy and take advantage of this great deal. Now, a lot of people sit this one out because of the Barnes & Noble sale coming up that lasts all of November. That's the same deal. But what's good about this deal, or what's good about this sale, is that if you have an account with Criterion.com, which is free, so you should have one, you get rewards points for every dollar that you spend. And for every $500 you spend, you get a $50 gift card that you can use whenever you want. And if you are a crazy person, as I am, you will hit that eventually multiple times, and then you will get 50 free dollars to spend at criterion.net. It's .com. Please don't go to criterion.net. So I'm just going to do a bit of role playing here and pretend like I haven't already placed my order and tell you guys what I think is worth picking up. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Right off the bat, I see a clip from John Waters' Polyester, which is a wonderful film and a great addition from Criterion. So that's my first recommendation right off at the bat, is what they've gone ahead and kindly displayed for us here. It comes with the Odorama card that it originally came with in the theater, so that's really cool. They do a great job for all of their John Waters editions, so I'm going to go ahead and say that you should get all of those if you don't have them already. All right, shop now. Let's do it. I see a screenshot here from Carnival of Souls, which is another incredible film, and one that you should pick up if you don't have. It is streaming on the channel, though, if you want to try before you buy, and that's what I've done. I don't own it, but I have seen it, and it's incredible. So it's on the list for sure. So I see we have 20 hours and 55 minutes left to go. Boy, I better hurry up and get this video up so that you all can take advantage of it before the sale's done. I will say though, if you catch this after the sale is done, like, these recommendations hold up for any other sales or for just, in general, films to watch, Criterion editions to pick up, so don't feel as though you've missed out too much. Ooh, we got a spooky one right off the bat. Don't turn out the lights. For this spooky season, stock up here. Ooh. I'm seeing films I've seen and films I love and films I own right off the bat. Carnival of Souls is here, as I've already recommended. The Incredible Shrinking Man is here. Now, this is not what I would consider to be a very scary film. It's definitely like a sci-fi film, and it has horror elements, but it's not scary, unless maybe you're terrified of cats. If you have a huge aversion to cats, or if you're terrified of the idea of becoming a tiny person or something, I don't know. But this is actually a really amazing philosophical sci-fi film. It's not like just a silly, I don't know, 50s sci-fi venture like I think a lot of people probably expected going into this. It's actually incredibly profound and really well done with just incredible special effects. I do have this edition. I haven't dived into the supplements yet, but the film is one that gets my top recommendation. So check that one out. I'm going to try to make this video fast, but we've got quite a ways to go, and I see that I've already talked your ears off. Oh, before I forget, real quick, two of the ones that I purchased today were the two Pedro Almodovar films that I didn't already have. There are a total of 3 of his films in the collection, and I have heard through the grapevine that they are going out of print soon. So if that's something you want to prioritize, you should definitely do that. That's what I did. But you'll have to see the full haul in an upcoming video. It's actually pretty small, so it'll be a short video, but Scanners. I'm a huge fan of David Cronenberg. I'd recommend any of his titles in the collection. He's an amazing director, and the titles that Criterion have chosen to release through their line are all great. Scanners is one that has had a pretty lasting legacy in that it has spawned about 4 sequels, I think. You know, it's really known for the opening sequence, which you probably have seen even if you've never seen the film, but it's honestly a lot more than that, and I think it is a really compelling sci-fi body horror all the way through. So I recommend Scanners. Okay, this is Dressed to Kill by Brian De Palma. Now, there is a Kino 4K of this coming up pretty soon, so be aware of that, but I don't think it's going to have the special features that this has, and I actually have watched all the special features on this, and they're quite good. Like, there's some really good analyses of the cinematography. There's some comparisons of the different edits that had to be made to secure an R rating versus an NC-17. Some video essays. There's just some really good stuff on here. The film itself, it's impossible to talk about what I don't like about it without spoiling it, but okay, it's clearly like a soft remake of Psycho. It's like one of those deals that De Palma's so known for. I think the film is highly transphobic, so I'm going to leave it at that. I got people arguing me with that about that when I said that online, but I'm sticking by it. The film is super transphobic. And that does not make Brian De Palma a terrible person or something. I'm not coming at this film. I do want to own this edition at some point. It's a good film. It's a well-made film. But it falls into tropes that are ignorant and harmful, and the science that it espouses is really bad. So be aware of that, but it is a really good kind of stylish thriller. And I was in New York City recently, and I thought about some scenes from this when I was in the subway. So it's effective in some of the scary scenes. More good stuff. We have Hausu. This is such an amazing Japanese horror film. It is so wacky and zany. Like, I can guarantee you've probably never seen anything like this. There's also a Hausu t-shirt on the site if you want that, but that's not included in the sale. I've been talking Eyes Without a Face Up for as long as I have been on this platform. It is one of my all-time favorite films. I think it is such a beautiful kind of French body horror, I guess, but it's also just like a really compelling, like, feminist drama at its core. And I think it has a lot of really interesting things to say about identity and beauty and gender identity specifically. I kind of put this in my trans canon, but I know that that's not like what the director intended, but I definitely see those themes in it, and I think that's kind of why it connected with me so much. Night of the Living Dead, the George A. Romero classic, the film that kickstarted the zombie genre, and like actually a really smart and bold political satire. Their 4K UHD edition just came out. I don't have it yet. I didn't have it pre-ordered, and I'm kind of wondering if I want to get it because now that it's actually out, I see that it's in a plastic case as opposed to the Digipack edition that the Blu-ray is in. I don't know why they would do that, but I would want to have both, so I can't resell my Blu-ray to kind of eat some of the cost. And like, I've seen the Blu-ray, it looks amazing. I don't really know how much better you can get, but we'll just have to see. There's Repulsion, don't buy that. Roman Polanski's a piece of shit. Get that used. There's The Silence of the Lambs. I don't think I have to recommend that to anybody. It's an incredible film, but I think everybody's seen it. I would just say that if you're holding off on this because you want the Kino 4K, I'd say it's worth getting both because the packaging here is really beautiful, and you know, Criterion is the gold standard for supplements, and you don't get those with the Kino edition. So, or at least not the same ones. Cronenberg's Videodrome is probably my favorite Cronenberg film. Debbie Harry from Blondie actually has a really great performance in this. James Woods does as well, which is unfortunate, but he's really great in it too. There's just so many interesting themes going on here, and it's such a great film. So, and it comes in really, really cool packaging. So I'd say definitely, like, this is a top recommendation. But, we'll say, I have strong suspicions that Criterion is gearing up for a 4K of this. Arrow just put out theirs, and it was UK only, which leads me to believe someone else has the rights to the US version. And this is a pretty big flagship title for Criterion, so I feel confident that this is going to get a 4K. So maybe hold off if you don't already have it. The Lure, I watched this one recently, and it is so fucking bizarre, but it's also so good. It's like a feminist mermaid body horror musical. It's among the stranger films I think I've ever seen. I can't believe that Janus Films was the one who distributed this. It's just so out of their wheelhouse, I think. But it is a really captivating, unique, and interesting film. So if mermaid body horror with song and dance sounds like your thing, definitely check that one out. These two I'm going to kind of recommend together, The Innocents and The Uninvited. These are two just absolutely amazing gothic horrors from the 50s and 60s, I think. The Innocents I actually like a little bit better, but The Uninvited is $5 cheaper because I think it's pretty light on the special features. So that's a really cool cheap one to kind of maybe get you over the $75 for free shipping or something, or if you just want a cheaper title to throw in. I don't think this one gets talked about enough. The Uninvited is such a great haunted house film, and The Innocents is just one of the most beautiful and scary horror films I think ever made. It's so good. Sisters. There's another Brian De Palma joint, but this is among my favorites of his. It's like this and Carrie and Blowout would probably be my favorite Brian De Palma joints. But Sisters is such a cool, like, violent and disturbing horror thriller, I guess. There's a lot of interesting themes going on in here as well, you know, about identity especially. It's been a minute since I've seen it, to be honest with you. It was one of the first films I watched on the channel when I first got it, and it really blew me away. So I haven't picked it up yet because I'm holding out for a 4K, and it is on the channel if I ever want to watch it again, but I do kind of want it, you know? The Devil's Backbone. This is actually, I think, my favorite Guillermo del Toro film that I've seen. I actually like this one a little bit more than Pan's Labyrinth. It's just a really beautiful film about trauma and about the ghosts of the Spanish Civil War. Just wonderful performances, wonderful special effects, and some really beautiful themes. I love this one. I will say that it is coming out on 4K in that new Sony Classics, I think, box set that's coming out. But again, there's Criterion exclusive features to this, so it's always a game you gotta play with this stuff, but I highly recommend this. Cat People is another really great film about female sexuality before they could really talk about that explicitly, so it's kind of done through metaphor. I know a lot of trans women really identify with this one as well, so I don't know. I think it's a really, really cool, I don't know, like 50s studio picture. It's just really great. Val Lewton produced this. It's got some great supplements to it as well, so this is one I've been wanting to revisit, and I recommend it for sure. Okay, that's probably my area of expertise out of the way first, so let's see what else we got. Box sets. Now, I do highly recommend hitting up some box sets if that's your jam, because that's really where you can get the most savings for sure. This Agnes Varda set I just bought used. They're selling it for $125. I scooped it for $70. I'm going to continue bragging about that every chance I get, but I wouldn't hold out for a deal like that. If you want Agnes Varda, you should get this. I haven't got the chance to dive into it yet, but it is a beautiful set. You can check out an unboxing of it on my channel if you want to take a closer look, but that's a great set. Now this Godzilla set, the Showa era films, is maybe my favorite thing in my entire Blu-ray collection. It is so beautiful. The films are so great. There's been so beautifully restored. There's maybe not as many as I would like, but there are a lot of great special features included as well. And you get numerous cuts of a couple of the films where you get the Americanized versions as well. I mean, the original Gojira is among the greatest films ever made, but I think everything after that gets kind of swept under the rug from some people. Like, it has its fans, of course. Like, Godzilla fans love it. But for, like, you know, cinephiles or whatever, like, the first one's where it's at, and then everything after that is kind of like for kids, or it's not serious, you know? I disagree. I think they're all great. I think there's something you can get out of every single one of these, and you know, they're super important Japanese films, and it comes in a beautiful package. So this gets my top recommendation. If you don't have it yet, get on that. This World of Wong Kar-wai set I don't have yet. I don't know. There's weird stuff going on with this set. There's a lot of 4Ks coming out overseas. There's a 4K now from Criterion of In the Mood for Love. I know there was some disc controversy, and you know, I feel like there is a chance that this would be like their first 4K box set, maybe? I don't know. Something has kept me from getting this. But it has Chungking Express in it, which is one of the best films ever made. So, and you can't get it individually. So, if you're a huge fan of like Asian art house cinema, as you should be, it's probably one to get. This Essential Fellini set I have, it is so fucking like gargantuan, it doesn't really fit on a shelf. You kind of have to figure out a way to display it, but it's a beautiful set for sure. This Three Colors trilogy, I've been kind of telling people for a minute, don't get this. It's almost certain that they're going to do a 4K upgrade of this. They've been touring the 4K restorations of the films. It's all but confirmed that this is going to happen. So I would hold off on this unless you just don't care about 4K, in which case I've never seen them, but they're supposed to be really amazing. So now this 100 years of Olympic film set is one that I've been really fascinated by and really intrigued by and wanting to get for a while. It's $200 on sale, and I mean, I think that that's probably a fair price for the amount of work that went into it. There's 40 some odd films in this, and it's like literally, like, you know, they commission a film for every year at the Olympics, and this is a collection of all of them from 1912 to 2012, which is a stunning accomplishment that they managed to get this all on one set. I will say though, since they're all licensed by Janus, they are all on the Criterion channel. So if you want to try before you buy a giant set like that and see if it's your kind of thing, get a subscription to the channel and you can check it out. This Louis Spoon Wells set is amazing. These films are incredible, and the set is just really beautiful. It's a pretty small set. It's very concise, so you know it's not going to take up a ton of shelf space, but these are films that aren't available individually anymore, and they're here presented in this very convenient set for 50 bucks. Just some of the most essential and amazing art house cinema of all time, so check that one out for sure. Okay, new releases. I almost bought this Arsenic and Old Lace. It was actually my plan, you know, to get this. But I saw that they had the replacement cases available, so I went ahead and got that instead, and it got me just over 75, so I'll probably pick this up next month. The budget's been kind of tight this month. But go fucking buy this if you've never seen it, or even if you have seen it. If it's in the budget for you, go buy Arsenic and Old Lace. God, what a great film this is. It is so funny. Cary Grant is at his best. It's perfectly appropriate for spooky times. It's very Halloween themed. It's got a very macabre sense of humor. Yeah, it's Frank Capra and Cary Grant. Like, what the fuck are you waiting for? Go buy it. And look at this beautiful cover. We got black and purple, and we got bats. It's like made just for me. David Lynch's Lost Highway comes out today in 4K. I've not seen this, but I bought it, so I'm really excited about it. Blowout. I was just talking about this one. You know, it's one I wanted to grab, but it's one that I would highly recommend. It is such an amazing film. It has like a lot of interesting things to say about the craft of filmmaking itself and the responsibility that artists and creators have in terms of what they need to do to get their art created and the lengths that they're willing to go. And there's a lot of really interesting questions that this raises, and it's just an amazing thriller. So check that out. This Martin Scorsese set that just came out, I'm super interested in, really highlighting like really obscure, previously probably really hard to find, if not impossible, films from around the world. I kind of want to just do a deep dive into all four of these at some point, but Raging Bull. If you don't have Raging Bull, you really should. It's a great film. It's a Papa Marty classic, certified Bob De Niro banger. It's a real knockout. Yeah, go get that. Pink Flamingos. There's my boy John Waters. I've been talking this one up for a minute too. Go get Pink Flamingos. If you want disturbing cinema, don't fucking watch Human Centipede or something like that. Don't watch Hostel or Saw. Go watch Pink Flamingos. Get you some real subversive, disturbing cinema right here. The Worst Person in the World. This is a film that just came out last year and debuted in the collection a few months ago. It's an amazing film, and I highly recommend it. Staff picks. So these are what the fine folks at Criterion are recommending, and let's see where I agree. Clute is such a good film. I second this recommendation. Donald Sutherland is great, as he always is. Jane Fonda is a revelation in this. She plays a sex worker, and the portrayal of her character is just really unique and complex and sympathetic and multifaceted, and it doesn't feel exploitative, even though after watching the interview with her afterwards, I don't quite like how she approached the character, but the end product, or the end result, is just great. So I highly recommend this one if you're into like 70s neo-noir, that kind of thing. Check this one out. Local Hero by Bill Forsyth. This is a really charming, I don't know, it's kind of like a social satire. It's kind of a low-key drama, but it's just got this beautiful Scottish setting, and I mean, look at that cover. Like, that kind of gives you an idea of what you're getting into, so I recommend this one as well. Girlfriends. I love Girlfriends. It's so good. It's like, it's this great sort of portrayal of just female autonomy, female sexuality, and female friendship. It's also got this great look to it. Like it's got this really grainy um, New York City cinematography that is just really comfy to me, and I really like. There's another film included on it. Let me remember the name of this one. Joyce at 34. It's a short film directed by Joyce and by the director of Girlfriends, Claudia Weil. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Um, it's like a portrait of Joyce, like as she becomes a brand new mother, and it's really fascinating. And I think it's like as good as Girlfriends, if not a little bit better. So it's certainly worth it for the price of admission there alone. But Girlfriends is great too. So I recommend this one. Getting low on a couple of these, so chop chop. To Sleep with Anger. I fucking love this film. I really need to get it at some point. But I did watch it and I watched all the supplements. Look at this beautiful cover art. Jesus Christ. Charles Burnett is one of my favorite directors. He's just so brilliant and I could listen to him talk for hours. He just has such a calming, gentle voice and such interesting things to say. I'm trying to remember what. Yeah, Walk with Charles Burnett. This is the one. Robert Townsend kind of conducts an hour-long interview, and it's kind of like, an hour-long documentary about his conversation with Charles Burnett, and that's the one where as I was watching it, I was just like, man, I could listen to this dude talk endlessly. It's just really beautiful. And yeah, if you've never seen To Sleep with Anger, Danny Glover gives what I think is his best performance. It's just really haunting. It's a great, great film. Check that one out. The Beatles: A Hard Day's Night. I have this one. I unfortunately haven't popped in the 4K yet to take a look at the new transfer, but it's such a funny, great film. Call back to my very first video. I picked this one up on the last flash sale and talked about it there. But if you're a Beatles fan, this is essential stuff. And even if you're not, I think this could maybe convert you a little bit because this is a different side to them, and it's just a great film. For All Mankind is a really great sort of philosophical documentary about the moon landing and about humanity's place in the cosmos in general. I don't have it yet, but I have seen it and I really like it. Le Cercle Rouge, this was exciting because it was out of print for so long and now it's back into print in 4K no less. I highly recommend this one too. Jean-Pierre Melville doing like a kind of super stylish neo-noir crime thriller, and it's great, so check that out. The Virgin Suicides I really love too. I have the Blu-ray. I haven't yet decided if I want to upgrade to the 4K, but if you don't have it at all, I've heard that the 4K is like unbelievably stunning. So I love this film and I recommend that. Mulholland Drive is in my top 10 favorite films of all time. Get it? It's great and I love it. This whole slate is just good stuff. Jeez. With this 4K shit that they're doing now, like, it's more expensive, but, there's just a wealth of stuff here to get into. Uncut Gems is such a great 4K transfer and such an amazing film. Like, it looks beautiful, and the supplements on this are incredible, and the packaging is, like, in my top 5 favorite that they ever did. It's so good. The Citizen Kane disc, you get a lot here. Like, that's why it's a little bit more expensive, but the package is like a brick. It is a behemoth. You get tons of stuff. You get like a short film that was hard to find for a long time. You get like a feature-length documentary about the film. You get 2 audio commentaries. And I know a lot of people hate this cover art and they hate the packaging. Personally, I think it's great. I love the simplicity here. It just makes a statement. Like, you see this and you fucking know what it is, It's Citizen Kane, fuck you. Yeah, the packaging is a little much. Like, they clearly swung for the fences on that one, but I like it. I think it's a really cool package. Menace to Society is among my favorite packages they've ever done, and a beautiful transfer and an amazing film. Fucking get this one for sure. Shout out to Sister Hyde, probably my favorite graphic designer, and one of my favorite people in this sort of Blu-ray physical media film nerd community here. She did the design on this and it's fucking sick. So check this one out too. Shaft is a really great film with really beautiful artwork. It also comes with Shaft's big score, the sequel, so you get 2 for the price of 1 in this one. Yeah, Double Indemnity is it's like one of the best film noirs of all time from one of my favorite directors, Billy Wilder. It's a great cover. It comes with like a 3-hour documentary about Billy Wilder too, so you really get your money's worth on this one. Yeah, I really love Double Indemnity. And if you don't know a lot about film noir, if you want to take a crash course in film noir, just watch Double Indemnity. Like, that's your starter pack right there. Fucking watch it. It's so good. Okay, we made it to the end. I hope you all found this video enlightening. I hope you found some things that weren't previously on your radar. I hope I could educate you in some way, and I hope you liked hanging out with me on this here Criterion flash sale day for those who celebrate. So, yeah. I'm really excited. I placed my order. It's smaller than I wanted it to be, but such is life. Let me know what you got in the comments. Let me know if I helped you with anything here, and please let me know what you ordered today, because I just love hearing from people about that. I know people complain, like, oh, I don't want to know about the haul put. I do. I want to know what you got. It's exciting for me. I can live vicariously through you. I can be excited with you. I think it's great. So, liking the video really helps me out. It'll help others find it. It'll help this channel grow, and it's free, and it's easy. You'd be doing me a solid, and I'd appreciate it. Comments in general are really appreciated. You don't have to tell me what you bought if that's, like, too personal or whatever. It's cool. We can take it slow. Yeah, I'm trying to build an inclusive and supportive community here. So thoughtful and kind comments are super welcome and highly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel. We're getting pretty close to our goal of 500 subscribers. We raced past the halfway point, and we're heading there. And then I can use the community tab and better interact with all you beautiful, hot, and sexy people. That's it for me, I think. There's more videos coming in the future, and there's videos that have existed and continue to exist in the past. So watch those too. Until next time, Godspeed, hail Criterion, and hail Satan. Bye.